I will.
I need to find out.
You'll be very sick after 2 minutes.
I knew my phone would be bugged.
Explained he was a cover for the CIA and that they assassinated with her daughter. I need her to believe I...
So what's your real name?
The inscription is in Greek. I love him.
It was a card from the grave.
One, medium build, dark overcoat.
Don't practice, just stay calm.
You can get eyes on him now.
I'm on my way.
How I thought Paris would be.
Agent down.
Check on Philippa now. Right fucking.
The new episode begins in the cemetery, where we last encountered Imogen and Adilla. Amir visits Jim Morrison's grave and picks up a package, but Max has already stationed an American agent there, and he informs him of this. However, before Max can assist them in determining how to bring Amir in, he shoots the agent point blank, murdering her.
Agent down.
Adilla, who has been residing with Imogen for the time being, says farewell to her daughter, and the two ladies briefly discuss their luxurious surroundings. We learn that Imogen was in a subservient relationship with Michael, who was considerably older than she and an acquaintance of her father. The little memories we saw in the first 3 episodes were about Michael and Imogen, not her father. FX's spy thriller series The Veil returns this week with new developments as French and American intelligence services work to avert an ISIS-led terrorist assault. Later in the show, it is discovered that the card Amir picked up included a little SIM card. The man had undoubtedly visited the location to grab this SIM card, since it was part of the next stage of his strategy. The card that Amir picked up had a specific graphic on it, which helped him distinguish it from the other cards at the cemetery. The image depicted a jinn, and as French officials disclosed, the terrorist cell was utilizing these images from the Book of Surprises, or Kitab al-Bulhan, as a form of covert communication. Only those who are familiar with the material provided in the book will be able to grasp the day that a certain jinn picture represents. French intelligence, which has been perceived as falling behind, recruits a fresh agent to gain access to the American monitoring infrastructure. They have hacked all of Max's chats. This latest addition to the roster in the guise of comedic relief is really lazy. Sayer, the new tech man, is an example of depicting geniuses as individuals who don't want to take care of themselves and are always like, hell yeah, I can crack this thing, but this character in particular feels really forced. Amir and his colleagues are aware that the SIM cards they will use would be immediately traceable, requiring them to change them on a regular basis. In this manner, each stage of the terrorist operation has been allocated a specific jinn based on the Kitab al-Bulhan, and a whole secret code has been created. The DGSE officers have long been wary of their American colleagues in the CIA, particularly Max Peterson, and in this episode, they take a specific effort to learn more about what Peterson and his associates have been hiding. Magritte, the organization's leader, enlists the assistance of Cesar, a tech specialist with poor personal hygiene, and together they overpower the American communications system. According to information obtained from this source, British MI6 operative Imogen Salter has most definitely been working directly with Peterson, which surprises DGSE agent Malik Amar. Although Magritte had always been skeptical about Imogen and her motives, Malik honestly thought that the lady, with whom he was also romantically involved, was assisting them. This abrupt finding that she was in direct contact with Peterson and working with him shocks him. Malik finds contact with Imogen and confronts her about what she has been doing, but the lady makes no attempt to conceal anything. He attempts to impose French regulations on her, claiming that no foreign espionage agency may take out any counter-terrorism operations on French land without the DGSE's permission. Imogen promises answers during a covert meeting, and Malik asks his employer for one final opportunity to control Imogen. During this time, DGSE officials are able to track down and listen in on a phone discussion between Amir and an acquaintance in which he discusses the ship heading toward the US coast with a bomb aboard. The monitoring is carried out using bugs previously installed at a restaurant from where Amir makes the call, and it is possible that he and his companions are attempting to deceive the intelligence agency by providing false information. Nonetheless, Magritte decides to warn the US authorities about the impending terror assault, despite the fact that they were the ones who decoded this critical information. That night, when Malik and Imagin finally meet, he tells her everything the DGSE has discovered so far, including the secret code containing the jinns' names. Imagin claims that Adilla showed her this book of surprises while in Turkey, which convinced her that Adilla was definitely pulling the strings in her ISIS cell. The heroine once again demands that Malik trust her intuition and allow her to continue her inquiry into Adilla el-Idrisi. Nonetheless, Magritte decides to warn the US authorities about the impending terror assault, despite the fact that they were the ones who decoded this critical information. That night, when Malik and Imagin finally meet, he tells her everything the DGSE has discovered so far, including the secret code containing the jinns' names. Imagin claims that Adilla showed her this book of surprises while in Turkey, which convinced her that Adilla was definitely pulling the strings in her ISIS cell. The heroine once again demands that Malik trust her intuition and allow her to continue her inquiry into Adilla el-Idrisi. Since Imagin has been following the CIA agent's directions and keeping her friendship with Adilla, Peterson fulfills his promise and provides Imagin a USB disk with important information regarding her father. At this point, the CIA agent also claims that what transpired in Morocco was not what it appeared to be. Imagin had exploited the issue in Morocco to force Peterson into helping her learn more about her father. However, what happened in Morocco is still unknown, and we may learn more about it in future episodes. After printing out multiple pages of CIA secrets, Imagin reads over all of the material on the USB drive at the end of The Veil Episode 4. Imagin discovers from these papers that her father, Marcus Seabright, was a double agent who had illegally spoken with the Russians. Marcus was found to be leaking CIA intelligence to the Russians, which is why he was executed by the CIA, with the crime disguised as a terrorist assault on his automobile. It is unclear how the protagonist would respond to this revelation and whether she will continue to examine the problem. In the fourth episode of The Veil, Adilla becomes closer to her new friend Imagin and even discusses a prior occurrence. Adilla had been sent on a suicide bombing mission in her early days with ISIS, when she was forced to wear explosives all over her body. Her aim was to go to a luxury restaurant favored by American visitors and blow it up, killing everyone, including herself. But Adilla couldn't make up her mind to do it, and even though she went to the restaurant carrying the bombs, she couldn't turn the switch that would set him off. While recounting the story, she informs Imagin that the fuse in the explosives did not function, which is why her plan failed. However, the heroine claims that she was well aware that Adilla would be unable to carry off the bomb blow since she was not as nasty. Later in the episode, Adilla takes Imagin to a small bar in Paris, where she covertly meets Emir. In the last episode, Adilla got a text message, now believed to be from Emir, instructing her to bring Imagin to a specified location so that the MI6 agent could be dealt with, and the club is clearly this designated location. However, Adilla begs Emir not to kill Imagin, which the guy clearly ignores, and the two ladies are soon ambushed by a swarm of armed men. Although Imagin is plainly their target, Adilla assists her buddy in escaping the attack since she is also playing a game with the MI6 agent.